A few years ago, I cut off almost all my friends, not because we got into some big fight, but because they started making fun of me for trying to improve my life. At the time, I was getting into the gym and I started to learn about how sleep is good for, all the health stuff, right? So I stopped staying up with them as late playing games. I started to tell them at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, hey guys, I'm fixing to go to bed. And immediately, bro, they started clowning me. Oh, bro has a bedtime. And at first I thought it was just friendly joking, but it became every little thing. There was this guy I met online and he was one of the top Rainbow Six Siege players in the whole world. He was friends with a bunch of content creators. He was just a cool dude, right? And we would play games together, and as soon as they found out, they started saying something like, oh, bro has a boyfriend. And I told myself okay, maybe it's just healthy banter. But after a few months, I noticed a pattern. Every time I tried to improve myself, anytime I started a habit, anytime I enjoyed something that they didn't, I became the joke of the friend group. And so it was around this time I started to watch all these self-improvement videos, and they were saying to cut off all your toxic friends. And I hated that advice so much. I would tell myself, oh, no, that doesn't apply to me. Surely that isn't me, right? I'm just overreacting. Maybe I need to grow thicker skin. You get what I mean? But one day I really sat down and I just asked myself, are these guys adding to my life or are they taking away from it? And the answer was really obvious. So I cut them off, I stopped talking to them, and at first I felt really proud of myself. I felt strong because it was a hard decision, but I thought that was the worst part, bro. It was not. Around this time I was watching dopamine detox videos, and if you've ever watched those videos, a lot of those guys go really extreme with saying social media is horrible and you have to delete it, and I deleted it. I deleted TikTok, I deleted Instagram, I kept Snapchat because where I live, that's how everyone basically texts each other. Looking back, I don't recommend that to anyone. I just tell people how to scroll without cooking your mental health. But hey, bro, I didn't know, okay? I just wanted to change my life. And at first, dude, this felt really odd. I didn't know about any of the new trends. I was never scrolling, none of that. But then something happened that no one really talks about. Everything became quiet. I felt really isolated. I had friends that I talked with at school, okay? But after school, it was nothing. I would get home, change, go to the gym, and get in bed, and that was really it. That was my life on repeat. It was just silent. Sometimes I would check Snapchat, so, text a girl or something, and I would go on people's stories, and I would just see, they're going on a road trip, maybe they're at a restaurant, maybe they're at a party, they're all being social. Meanwhile, I just felt very isolated. The issue with me was something I never wanted to admit. I didn't have any close friends. And the thing is, deleting TikTok and Instagram never really made that the issue. It just exposed it. Because think about it, right? Anytime I felt lonely or isolated or whatever, I would just scroll, but I didn't have that distraction anymore. So I literally just had to sit with this emotion. And since I cut off my old friends too, there was no more nights gaming or whatever, there was no scrolling, it was literally just silence. But looking back, I do think that lonely chapter was one of the greatest gifts I have ever received in my life. Because for the first time in years, I had the chance to think. And I know that sounds really weird, but just hear me out. I would sit there and think of what I wanted, not what everyone else thought was cool or what everyone else expects from me. I wanted to see how I want to live my life. I was only 17 at the time, and I just had a really weird realization. We were at the age where we were about to graduate high school, right? And so I knew everyone is going to be going to the military or school or trade school or whatever. But the issue is most guys are going to be distracting themselves with whatever it is, video games, fapping, parties, drinking, you get what I mean. I knew that all of these things were going to distract me from finding my dream purpose. I thought to myself, most guys are going to go down a path they did not intentionally choose. I told myself, I don't want that. I really do not. I don't want to accidentally build a life that I never even wanted. I wanted to find my dream purpose so bad. So a lot of the times I sat in silence, bro. Honestly, those were a lot of the questions I would ask. Like, what kind of work would make me excited to wake up in the morning and, do it? And what kind of work would make me, proud? Nobody told me to ask these questions. And if you never ask yourself this, you'll just be one of the many guys that end up working a job, career, business, whatever that they hate. But then one day, any of the OGs know this story. I was at my grandma's house. I don't even know why I was there, but I was sitting on her couch, and normally I would be scrolling, but I couldn't. So I was just sitting in silence and I was asking myself these questions. And then, bro, out of nowhere, I remembered that when I was younger, I was trying to be a Twitch streamer. I posted a bunch of like funny meme TikToks when I was a kid, and one got like 200,000 views. And I remember how alive I felt. So I told myself, what if I start posting videos again? But educational, not like silly ones. At the time I was really learning about health, testosterone, all that stuff. So this is one of the like big dick moments of younger Carson, bro. I walked out of my grandma's house, hugged her goodbye. I went to my car, bro, and I swear I didn't sit there like, oh, maybe I should do it, maybe I shouldn't, what if people see it? Bro, I pulled my phone out and I literally went in my car. I'll be honest, I was like, hey guys, so testosterone is good for confidence, muscle growth, and well, dude, it was so shit. I'll be honest. It was maybe like a 2-minute video of me, and I was like looking away from the camera, like, hey guys, so dude, it was so bad. But when I uploaded that, something changed in me. It wasn't just uploading a video. It was, I finally had something to build. And so after this, bro, every day I would either work out or I had wrestling practice at school, right? After one of those things, like let's say I get out of wrestling practice, I would go in the parking lot literally sweaty. I would get in my car and I would record. And I swear to you, I would edit while I'm in the car, and then as I'm driving, I would upload the video. For the first time in years, my life felt like it had meaning, purpose, direction. And the gift that changed that is sitting in silence. The silence didn't just remove all the distractions, it removed everyone else's influence. Like, let's say I went on to Discord with those old gaming friends and I was like, hey guys, I think I want to start posting videos and be like a educational influencer. Bro, they would have been like, oh hell no, bro. They would have been clowning me. Maybe they would have called it cringe. They may have convinced me that I shouldn't do it, and I may not have been here today, But instead, I had enough silence to basically think about what I wanted instead of what other people wanted. And this is why I say a lot on this channel that I think sitting in boredom, sitting in silence is one of the highest leverage habits you can start. It's up there with working out, meditating, all that. Not because it just magically fixes your life if you just sit there, but it gives your brain room to think deeply and communicate with you. Like, let's say you just try this practice, right? You do this once or twice a week, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, right? And I want you to kind of treat it like meditating. I want you to keep one question in mind, but anytime you get distracted, like, okay, let's say you're trying to find your purpose. You're thinking like, okay, if I had infinite money, what would I want to do for work? What would make me proud, like the work that I do? And then you randomly start thinking about the gym. Go back to thinking about, the question you wanted to ask yourself. And bro, one thing I want to tell you, you don't need to solve this in one session, dude. It took me months of sitting here, no social media, no distractions, and just like literally sitting there staring at my ceiling and just thinking like, what do I want my purpose to be? The second thing I want you to do is top link in the description. I have this little test. I'm not like affiliate linked, or it's not gonna make me any money or anything. It's just this way that we can get like a depression and anxiety score. So I really wish I did this back then, but what I want you to do, this is a very long-term thing. Get your score right now and just screenshot it, just save it. And when you spend a few months or however long it takes you to basically think about finding your purpose, your dream, job, business, work, whatever, right? After you do the equivalent of what I did, where I went to my car and I started recording, and then after wrestling practice and after the gym I would record, I'm telling you, retake this test, please. One thing I've really noticed, I have a really good score with depression, right? I'm almost perfect with, my depression score. One of the biggest reasons is because I live an extremely purposeful life. Like, dude, if you look around at guys our age, they don't have any purpose. They're working a job they hate, and it's okay to work a job you hate if you're, trying to find your purpose. I've worked like for construction sites and all that. But dude, so many of them don't even give this a second glance, Finding something meaningful to work on gave me a sense of hope, a sense of direction. And I didn't just notice this within me, I noticed this about other people, mainly pastors. I know it sounds weird, but just hear me out real quick. If we look at the average pastor, I know this is going to sound mean, but a lot of them aren't really healthy. Like maybe they're pasty white, they're not tan, they have like a little belly, but they are so happy. If you've ever talked to one, depending on, I don't know, whatever your religion is, you know that any like religious teacher is such a happy person for some reason. I truly think it's because of that purpose. They wake up knowing that they're converting people to whatever their religion is, and it's just like such a happy thing to do. So if your life feels quiet or silent or bored or whatever, don't rush to escape it, because a lot of the times your brain is trying to communicate to you what's wrong with your life. If I never did this practice, dude, I don't think I ever would have quit porn, honestly. Like, I told myself so much when I did this. I was like, okay, porn is really messing me up. If I never did this practice, I wouldn't be here making videos. I would have never discovered, the work that I want to do. This practice has changed my life so much, dude. Just do this once or twice a week. It's all I ask of you. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. It's actually kind of fun to have like a new habit, But yeah, man, happiness is not found. It is built. See you.